There's been a crazy week in the transfer market for West Ham United, but we haven't actually managed to sign anyone. But it has been a crazy week. There's been news coming out every single day, keeps changing every single day. We have had bids accepted for players, we've had bids rejected for players, we've had bids go in for players, we've had agent fees come up again, always comes up. We've had apparently players saying they don't want to come to West Ham United, then saying that they may want to come to West Ham United. We've been offering our academy players to teams to try and convince them to sell their players. It's been a bit of a weird one. Definitely. And yeah, it's not been without its controversy. There's been a lot of West Ham United fans who have been a little bit irritated by this, me included. So let's just try and recap kind of what has happened this week. So it kind of started with Jhon Duran, didn't it? Right? We knew that we were interested in. We knew that we were talking to Aston Villa about him. We'd put in bids that they had rejected. I think the latest bid was around 30 million plus 5 million add-ons. They didn't accept that. They won around 40 million, so we were still exploring that deal. We were also exploring the deal for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and then it came out that apparently Manchester United were willing to lower their asking price of the player to try and convince us to go after Aaron Wan-Bissaka because they heard that we were interested in Bayern Munich's right back Mazraoui, and they were concerned that we may go after him instead. Now, did Manchester United actually reduce the asking price or not? I am not sure, but apparently then the player had rejected West Ham, didn't want to come to West Ham United. Now, was this because we couldn't offer him the money he wanted, or was this because we can't offer him European football? I'm not entirely sure. It was thought that he wanted to come back to London, so I'm thinking it was more money than anything else, but we're going to come back to him in a minute. Then it came out that we were offering Lewis Orford to Aston Villa alongside £30 million to try and get Jhon Duran, which really irritated the fan base because Aston Villa had been in for Lewis Orford earlier on in the transfer window, and we had turned them down and said, no, he's not for sale. We're not letting him go. He's a young, exciting prospect in our academy, and we're really excited about his future. So why were we then offering him to Aston Villa to try and get this Jhon Duran deal done? Did we now not want him anyway? I don't know. But Aston Villa rejected it. They rejected that offer. So then we came back, we thought about it, and now we're talking to Lewis Orford about a new contract. What? The poor kid. He must be so goddamn confused right now. Like, he doesn't know if he's coming or going. Do we want him? Do we not want him? I don't know. I'm hoping that they sit down with him and they try and explain it and they try and sort it out, because he must be confused, because I'm very confused. Anyway, then we had a deal accepted by Bayern Munich for Mazraoui, 16 million euros plus some add-ons, and we just had to sort the personal details out with the player. So that looked like a very positive move, good signing, and yeah, we just needed to dot the I's and cross some T's, and then we would get that one sorted. Then it came out today that that deal had fallen through, and it was thought to be down to agent fees. Now, a lot of West Ham fans are tired of hearing that, and I know you're probably listening to this now and saying, yeah, I'm tired of hearing that too. Yeah, me too. Like, agent fees, well, what's going on? Do we not know about these agent fees? Do we not know that these agents are going to be a problem? I don't know. But then it also came out that the player had rejected West Ham and that he didn't want to come to West Ham United, which then led to West Ham fans asking, why are we going after players that don't want to come to us? Do we not check that beforehand? We're going to talk about all this in a second. And then it also came out that West Ham were not keen on the idea because of his injury record. So yeah, there was a lot of other factors going around it. Now, what I think has happened in this situation is that West Ham probably talked to the agent first, and the agent probably indicated that the player would be interested in a move to West Ham United. So West Ham went to Bayern Munich, they discussed and they negotiated and they got a deal done. Then they went to the player to work out personal terms, and then the agent out of the blue has said, right, I want this amount of money, pay me up. And West Ham were like, no. Why are you only mentioning this now? And the reason why he probably only mentioned it now is because he knows that if he mentioned it beforehand, West Ham wouldn't have gone in to try and get that deal done in the first place. And so because West Ham weren't going to pay him that money because they're not going to be taken from mugs, the agent then basically releases some false information saying that the player never wanted to go to West Ham United in the first place. That is what I think has happened in this situation. I really don't know. I think it's right. If the agent is demanding a huge amount of money, and it was rumoured that it could be around £4 million to get this deal over the line, then yeah, West Ham were right to walk away 100%, because no agent deserves to be paid that amount of money to get a deal over the line. Now, what is the actual story? I don't know. But it's fallen through. So now we're going back to Manchester United. Apparently, Manchester United have now contacted us and saying you can have Aaron Wan-Bissaka from 10 to 15 million, which is a little bit more reasonable compared to what the 18, 20 million that we would have had to pay for him before. I don't know, but it may allow us to offer the player a little bit more, which may persuade him now to come to West Ham United. So, yeah, up and down week. Bids accepted, bids rejected, bids accepted, players turned down. Players said they don't want to come, now they might want to come. I don't know. It's a bit of a mess. But we are active. We are very active. Are some of our targets ambitious? Yes. Are we talking to these players first to see if they would be interested in a move to West Ham before we go and talk to the club? Yeah, I do think we are. I don't think these players are saying, yes, I'm going to come to West Ham United. I think these players probably say something like, yeah, I'm open to a move. Let's talk. And then at the talking phase, they may fall through. Could be something like that. But I don't think West Ham are going to go after a player. They're not going to spend days on a deal if they have no idea if the player would be even interested. Right? They've got to know that the player would be open to talks for them to do all that work beforehand. So yeah. And so there's some targets which are ambitious, but we want ambitious targets because if we can get these signings over the line, that is a step in the right direction. And I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say that maybe we should lower our expectations. Maybe we shouldn't go after such ambitious targets. And yeah, maybe you're right. But then I swear this fan base will then come out and say, this is an underwhelming signing. We should be aiming higher. I don't think the club can do anything right in some cases. I really don't. But look, we're active. We're trying to get deals done. There's some ambitious deals out there. There's some difficult deals to get done. Just remember, this time, last transfer window, we hadn't signed any players. And the amount of people I've seen say that this is a terrible transfer window, just I've got short-term memory loss. Remember back to the last transfer window, we didn't sign anyone till the 10th of August. We're not even in August. We've got 3 deals over the line and we are actively trying to get more over the line. So, yes, we are in a much better position than we were last summer. We are trying to get deals done. It's a little bit more difficult this season because we've got no European football. We have to keep that in mind. That is always going to make deals a little bit harder to get done. So we always have to remember that. But I do think there's a lot of positive signs. Yes, it's frustrating that we're not getting these deals over the line, but I think we will. And I still think we will end up having an absolutely fantastic transfer window. So that's us pretty much up to date now, I think. Duran, yes, we are going back in for him and we're probably going to offer Aston Villa a little closer to what they want than near the 40 million. So, yeah, it looks like we probably will end up getting that deal done eventually. So, anyway, as per usual, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you've liked this video, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And for more West Ham United news, go and follow me over on TikTok, West Ham Fan 86. So, good morning, good evening, good night, whenever you are watching this. Thank you very much for watching. And come on, you Irons.